All right, so let's dive into something
Okay.
that could potentially save you a bunch of cash
All right.
on your next European adventure.
Okay.
VAT refunds.
Yeah.
We're talking about that chunk of change you might not even realize you're owed
Right.
after a shopping spree
Mm-hmm.
across the EU.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anyone who's dealt with this process knows
Yeah.
it can be a headache and a half.
Oh, yeah.
But what if there was a way
Yeah.
to make it as smooth as, say,
Yeah.
navigating with Waze?
That's precisely the idea behind Refundit.
Okay.
And what's interesting is we're not talking about small potatoes here.
Okay.
A staggering 23 billion euros goes unclaimed every year.
23 billion.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a whole treasure chest left unopened.
It's incredible.
Okay, so for those who might be unfamiliar, CAT, or value-added tax, is basically a tax tacked onto most goods and services in the EU.
Exactly.
And the cool thing is, if you're not an EU resident, you can get a refund on that VAT when you leave. That's right.
But as you mentioned,
Yeah.
the traditional process is enough to make anyone throw in the towel.
It's like a bureaucratic obstacle course.
Right.
And that's where the connection to Waze comes in.
Okay.
One of Refundit's co-founders is Yuri Levine, the mastermind behind that navigation app.
Yeah.
So you can already sense their approach.
Okay.
Using technology to untangle a messy, often infuriating process.
So how does Refundit actually work?
Well,
is it really as simple as they claim?
They've stripped it down to the essentials.
Okay.
You download the app, snap pictures of your receipts, your boarding pass, and your passport, hit submit, and you're done.
Wow.
It's all digital, which means no more wrestling with forms or waiting in those endless customs lines.
Okay, that sounds pretty painless.
Right.
But there's got to be more to it, right?
Yeah.
What's happening behind the scenes to make this magic happen?
What's fascinating is how they're using AI and machine learning
to streamline the whole verification process.
Interesting.
The app actually analyzes your receipts, extracting key data points, and cross-referencing them against a massive database to make sure everything's legit. And they've also developed a sophisticated security system to protect user data, which is obviously a huge concern when you're dealing with sensitive information.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're not just uploading a photo and hoping for the best.
Right.
There's some serious tech working in the background.
Exactly.
But what about the business side of things?
Sure.
How does Refundit actually make money?
They've got a clever three-pronged approach.
Okay.
First, they partner with retailers, which gives them wider reach and makes tax-free shopping more appealing to customers.
Makes sense.
Then there's the collaboration with tax authorities, ensuring compliance and smoother processing for everyone involved.
Right.
And finally, the mobile app acts as the central hub, aligning perfectly with how travelers already use their phones.
So it's like they've created this ecosystem where everyone benefits.
Exactly.
But have they really gained traction in the market?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Remember the UN World Tourism Organization's startup competition they won back in 2019?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't just a shiny trophy.
Right.
It was a huge validation of their concept on a global stage.
Okay.
And since then, they've launched successful pilots in Belgium.
Interesting.
Proving their model works in the real world.
Wow.
They're now eyeing expansion across Europe, which shows serious ambition.
It sounds like they're not just playing around.
No, they're not.
But what about real users?
Yeah.
Are people actually raving about Refundit?
The feedback has been largely positive.
Okay.
People love the convenience and the speed.
Great.
One user even mentioned getting their refund confirmed while they were still shopping.
Really?
Which is pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
Of course, there have been some reports of occasional technical glitches. Delays.
Sure.
No system is perfect, especially when you're dealing with multiple countries and complex tax regulations. But overall, the response has been overwhelmingly positive.
So it's not all sunshine and roses.
Right.
But it sounds like they're on the right track.
They are.
But how does Refundit stack up against the big boys in the VAT refund game?
Yeah.
You know, the companies that have been doing this for years.
We're talking about companies like Global Blue and Planet. They've been around for a while and offer a range of services.
Okay.
But what sets Refundit apart is their fully digital end-to-end solution and their mobile-first approach, which is where the world is heading.
Right.
And those strong partnerships we talked about give them a real competitive edge.
It sounds like they've got the right ingredients for success.
They do.
Cutting-edge technology, a smart business model, and a finger on the pulse of the travel industry.
Absolutely. The question is,
Yeah.
Can they truly transform this notoriously frustrating process into something that's well enjoyable?
Yeah.
Can they really make VAT refunds feel like a seamless part of travel?
Interesting.
Like booking a flight or finding a great restaurant on your phone.
That's the million-euro question, isn't it?
It is.
And that's what we'll be exploring further in the next part of our deep dive into Refundit.
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll be looking at the potential impact of this technology on the travel industry as a whole.
Okay.
And whether it could really revolutionize the way we experience travel.
Sounds good.
We'll see you next time. Welcome back. We've been unpacking Refundit, this company aiming to take the sting out of VAT refunds for travelers in Europe. And I gotta say, the more we dig into it, the more intriguing it gets. But let's zoom out a bit. What kind of impact could a service like this have on the travel industry overall?
That's where things get really interesting. If Refundit gains widespread adoption and becomes the go-to solution for VAT refunds, we could see a ripple effect across the entire travel ecosystem.
Okay, let's break that down. What kind of ripples are we talking about?
Well, imagine a world where VAT refunds are no longer a dreaded chore, but a smooth, integrated part of the travel experience. This could significantly boost tax-free shopping, especially among international tourists.
So basically, more people might be inclined to shop till they drop because getting that VAT back is so much easier.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that spending spree would be music to the ears of retailers, especially those catering to tourists. We're talking about potentially higher sales and increased revenue, which is a good thing for businesses trying to recover from, say, a global pandemic.
That makes sense. But what about the bigger picture? Could this potentially change how people choose travel destinations?
Absolutely. A hassle-free VAT refund process could become a deciding factor for tourists, especially those planning extensive shopping trips. It's like removing a barrier, making a destination more attractive.
So it's not just about the refund itself, it's about the overall experience. It could actually influence where people decide to travel.
Precisely.
Interesting.
And that increased tourism could lead to a significant economic boost for countries. More tourists mean more revenue, which benefits the local economy, creates jobs, and could even lead to investments in infrastructure and tourism services.
Wow. So we're talking about a chain reaction here. Easier VAT refunds could actually stimulate entire economies.
It's a fascinating domino effect.
Wow.
But it's not just about the economic impact. Refundit's success could also spark a wave of innovation in the travel industry as a whole.
Now that's what I call a game changer. How so?
Well, if Refundit proves that a traditionally complex and paper-heavy process like VAT refunds can be fully digitized and streamlined, it could inspire other companies to rethink their own systems.
So it's like setting a new standard for how travel-related services should operate.
Exactly. We could see a surge in new apps and services that simplify other aspects of travel booking flights, navigating public transport, finding local experiences, even accessing healthcare.
It's like a whole new world of possibilities opening up, all centered around making travel smoother and more enjoyable. But let's not forget about the governments. How could Refundit potentially impact their role in all of this?
That's a crucial point. Governments are always looking for ways to improve tax administration, reduce fraud, and make things more efficient.
Right.
And Refundit's digital platform offers a compelling solution.
So it's not just travelers and businesses who benefit. Governments could be on board with this too.
Absolutely. By collaborating with companies like Refundit, governments could streamline their VAT refund processes, potentially reduce administrative costs, and improve compliance. It's a win-win-win scenario.
It sounds like Refundit's impact could go way beyond just simplifying VAT refunds. We're talking about potential shifts in consumer behavior, business practices, and even government policies. It's pretty remarkable how one company could trigger such widespread change.
It really highlights how technology can be a powerful catalyst for positive change. But of course, with any disruptive innovation, there are also challenges and potential downsides to consider.
Right, it's not all smooth sailing. What are some of the hurdles that Refundit might face as it tries to achieve these ambitious goals?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is achieving widespread adoption.
Okay.
While the app is user-friendly and the benefits are clear, getting enough travelers and retailers on board to create a critical mass is key. It's that classic chicken and egg situation. Retailers are more likely to partner with Refundit if there are enough tourists using the app, and tourists are more likely to use the app if it's widely accepted by retailers.
It's like a dance they need to choreograph perfectly. But what about the tech side of things? Are there any potential issues there?
One major consideration is data security and privacy. Refundit handles sensitive information like passport details and financial transactions. So ensuring the platform is robust and secure is paramount. They need to build trust and transparency into every aspect of their operation, especially in light of increasing concerns about data breaches and online privacy.
That's a big one for sure.
Yeah.
People are more aware than ever of how their data is being used and protected.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then there's the ever-changing regulatory landscape. VAT rules and regulations can differ across countries, so staying on top of those complexities and ensuring compliance across different jurisdictions is crucial, especially as Refundit expands across Europe.
It sounds like they've got their work cut out for them, but the potential rewards are huge. If they can navigate these challenges, they really could revolutionize the travel landscape.
It's an exciting prospect. And in the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore the long-term vision for Refundit and what it could mean for the future of travel. We'll also delve into some of the broader implications of a world where travel becomes increasingly seamless and frictionless, examining both the potential benefits and the potential pitfalls.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Refundit. We've covered how it works, its potential impact on the travel industry, and now it's time to look ahead. What's the long-term vision for Refundit, and what could it mean for the future of travel as a whole?
Well, Refundit's ambitions extend far beyond simply streamlining VAT refunds.
Okay.
They envision a future where travel is truly frictionless, where technology seamlessly integrates into every aspect of the journey, from planning and booking to experiencing and, yes, even getting your money back.
So it's not just about eliminating those pesky paper forms, it's about creating a whole new travel paradigm.
Exactly. They want to be at the forefront of this shift towards a more connected, personalized, and effortless travel experience. And VAT refunds are just the first step. They see their platform as a springboard for developing a suite of travel-related services, all powered by cutting-edge technology.
That's a bold vision.
Yeah.
But how realistic is it? Can they really pull it off?
Well, they certainly have the right ingredients.
Okay.
A talented team, innovative technology, and strong partnerships. And they're tapping into a growing demand for a more seamless and personalized travel experience.
Right.
People are increasingly frustrated with the inefficiencies and hassles of traditional travel.
Yeah.
And Refundit offers a compelling alternative.
It's like they're riding the wave of a larger trend.
Yeah.
But what could this future of frictionless travel actually look like? Can you paint us a picture?
Imagine a world where your entire trip is orchestrated through a single app.
Okay.
Booking flights and accommodation, navigating unfamiliar cities,
Wow.
translating languages, accessing local services, and of course, managing your VAT refunds.
Yeah.
All your travel information, documents, and transactions seamlessly integrated into one digital ecosystem.
Okay, that sounds pretty amazing. No more juggling multiple apps, websites, and paper documents. But what about the potential downsides? Are there any risks or challenges associated with this vision of hyper-connected travel?
That's an important question, and it's something we need to consider carefully.
Okay.
One potential concern is over-reliance on technology.
Right.
What happens if your phone dies, you lose internet access, or the app malfunctions?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's crucial to have backup plans and not become completely dependent on a single digital platform.
That's a good point. It's like putting all your eggs in one technological basket.
Yeah.
What are some other potential pitfalls we should be aware of?
Another consideration is the potential for data overload.
Okay.
If every aspect of our trip is tracked, analyzed, and monetized, it could lead to a feeling of being constantly monitored and commodified.
Right.
It's important to maintain a balance between convenience and privacy, ensuring that technology enhances our travel experience without compromising our personal freedom.
It's like finding that sweet spot between personalization and intrusion.
Yeah.
Are there any other concerns we should be thinking about?
One final thought is the potential impact on local cultures and economies.
Right.
If travel becomes hyper-efficient and standardized, it could lead to a homogenization of experiences where every destination starts to feel the same.
Interesting.
It's important to preserve the unique character and authenticity of different places and ensure that tourism benefits local communities in a sustainable and equitable way.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Refundit, it's clear that their vision for the future of travel is both exciting and thought-provoking. While the potential benefits are enormous, we need to be mindful of the potential downsides and work towards a future where technology enhances our travel experiences without eroding our privacy, our freedom, or the richness and diversity of the world we explore.
Absolutely. It's a journey that requires careful consideration, open dialogue, and a commitment to using technology as a force for good.
And on that note, we'll conclude our deep dive into Refundit. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable insights and sparked some interesting thoughts about the future of travel. Remember, technology is a tool, and it's up to us to shape how it's used to create a more connected, sustainable, and enriching travel experience for everyone.
Safe travels and happy exploring.